Hello, welcome back to What the Tesla. First of all, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who has supported this channel, either by subscribing. On Sunday I hit 2,000 subscribers, which is just incredible. Also for using my Tesla referral code. I've had 4 people do that, and 3 Octopus Energy referrals. So thank you very much for all of your support. It really does make a big difference for me creating this content for you. It does seem to be customary on YouTube when people hit a certain number of subscribers to make a mess. So it's a bit premature yet, but when I hit 10,000 subscribers I have purchased a pretty large confetti cannon, which reluctantly I will explode in the front of this vehicle for your viewing pleasure. I don't know why people do that, but it does seem to be the YouTube way. This video then really follows on from the first 2 videos of the collection checklist series. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the issues that I have had with this Tesla Model 3, and also how to report any issues that you have with your Tesla to the Tesla Service Centre in the hope that they will get that resolved for you. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos in the series of the collection checklist, I'd strongly recommend watching those first, just so that you know what to look out for when you're picking up a new Tesla. And I'll put a link to the playlist up here and also underneath the video in the video description. Right then, let's get into the issues that I have had with my Tesla Model 3. So what issues have I had with my Tesla Model 3, this wonderful car that I have here? Well, unfortunately I have had a few issues. Now, the Tesla Service Centre up to this point have been very good at getting those resolved for me. However, there is one outstanding issue which I'm still having a conversation with Tesla about, and I'll come on to that a little bit later. So the first thing I noticed when I was picking up this car was when I was approaching the front of it, the front driver's side fog light was all steamed up. Fogged up fog lights, how ironic! Now that is a fairly common issue on Teslas. I believe it's not just on the Tesla Model 3 but also on the S and the X. And really the issue is just down to the light fixing not being sealed properly from the factory. So it just lets in a little bit of moisture, which then causes condensation when the temperature changes. It's not just the fog lights that can do this, so just have a check around and see if any of the other lights have got a condensation problem. It is a warranty claim, so I'll tell you a little bit later in the video how to log that and hopefully get that fixed for you. The second issue I had was when I got into the car and the B-pillar had some dirty marks on it. And I have mentioned that in a video before, and I've had a few other people that have said they've had similar issues, so I don't know if it's just one guy who is just really dirty-handed and putting his hands there when he's moving the car. I don't know. Tesla did fix that though. It just took a little bit of soapy water, I think, and they managed to get the marks out. Next up, the rear offside door handle was slightly recessed into the bodywork, and Tesla did confirm that it was out of specification, so they just removed the door handle, readjusted it and put it back in again, and that's all sorted. In the back of the car there was some interior trim misalignment, so all Tesla did for that was just to reinstall the C-pillar trim. Now, I've got to be honest, I didn't know what C-pillar was, but it's basically the back door. It was the piece by the footwell that was actually out of alignment, but easy fix, I think. Another cosmetic issue that I had, I did mention this in the collection checklist as well, the spoiler, the rear spoiler on the Tesla Model 3 Performance. It was peeling away slightly on both sides. You could actually see daylight through both sides of the spoiler, so Tesla were very good. Again, fairly common issue. They just took the spoiler off and then put some more glue on it and put it back on, and it's much better now. The next one really surprised me. So there were 2 very small marks on the driver's seat on the side of it, and I thought that maybe they'd just be able to use a heat gun or a hairdryer or something to try and get those marks out, but unfortunately they ended up having to replace the whole seat. And the biggest surprise was that the cost of the seat was £1,200 just for one seat. So look after your seats. Luckily I didn't have to pay that because it was, you know, damage from the factory. But oh my goodness. One of the other issues I had was the near side repeater camera not working. So when I either put the car into reverse or press the camera icon, I just got a spinning cog that wasn't loading the camera feed. So Tesla replaced the camera. They took the faulty one out and replaced it with a new one, did some calibration, and that seems to be working much better. Finally, the biggest issue I've had with the vehicle is paint. Now, it's pretty well documented all over the Tesla forums that the November-December 2020 batch of Model 3s have got really poor paint quality. There are so many complaints of people, especially with the Midnight Silver or the Blue, that are having problems with the door sills and the side skirts of the vehicle. The paint's chipping away or the paint is peeling. Just some really pretty bad issues, especially on cars that are just a few hundred miles into their life. It's really not good. Here's what mine looked like after driving a 60-mile trip home from the Birmingham Collection Centre. It's just not acceptable. Tesla have been very good and they have resprayed that side skirt and it looks much better now, and they did confirm that it was an issue with the paint from the factory and the application quality of the paint. The Milton Keynes Service Centre also installed front mud flaps for me in the hope that that would help prevent any more damage in the future and prolong the life of the paint. And I have to say, up to this point, the service that I have received from the Tesla Milton Keynes Service Centre, especially a chap called Devon, has been very good. Like I mentioned though, unfortunately it isn't just me who's having these issues. There are comments and pictures all over the Tesla forums online of this particular production run. Matthew E's Tesla has done just over 3,000 miles and already looks like this. Tesla have said that it's environmental damage, in quotes, and initially have refused to fix it. And here's another couple of examples of people that are also experiencing issues with their paint. The thing is though, if you watch the Elon Musk interview with Munro, which came out in February, Elon specifically mentions this production run as late 2020 having issues with paint quality. It's well worth a watch, especially between 2 and 5 minutes. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Munro specifically asked Elon about the inconsistencies of the Model 3, because you could have one car that is absolutely perfect with everything right, and then you've got another car where there's a lot of things wrong with it. Now, Elon wasn't particularly prompted about the paint, but he did very clearly explain the issues with the paint from this particular production run. And here's a quote from Elon Musk. "It took us a while to iron out the production process. We did improve a gap in paint quality towards the end of last year, even in the course of December. We were able to really focus on it and improve it a great deal. One of the things that happened when we were ramping production was the paint wasn't drying enough. If we knew them in advance, we'd fix them in advance, but you ramped the line and the paint that had an extra minute or two to dry, now it doesn't have that 2 minutes, so it was more prone to having issues. This is one example. Production is hell." So there we go, we heard it from Elon himself. Clearly there's an issue with the paint on these vehicles. So I'm really hopeful that anybody that is having the same issue as me is going to have a welcome response from Tesla to get this fixed. Tesla do offer 2 products to help with these issues on their shop online. One of those is the mud flaps, which I've already had installed, and gotta be honest, they don't seem to be making much difference. Second of all, they offer a PPF, or paint protection film, for the back of the side skirts and up the rear wheel arch. Both of those items cost £50 each delivered. So as well as the mud flaps, I have actually also purchased the PPF kit as well. However, I don't want to install it on the top of crappy paint. It just doesn't make much sense to do that. I'd rather have the paint fixed first and then put the PPF over the top. Now look, there are 2 sides to the fence with these kind of issues. You've got one side who are people that go, "This is outrageous! Tesla is the worst possible manufacturer in the world and the quality is terrible." And then you've got the fanboys who think Tesla's perfect in every single way and they can't put a foot wrong. So where do I sit? Well, absolute middle ground here. I'm a Tesla fanboy. Clearly I've got a YouTube channel. That's what you're watching. I absolutely love the car. I love the way it drives, I love the technology, but it's got some serious quality issues, especially with the paint, and that is just completely unacceptable. The thing is, like the 2 sides of the fanboy hater fence, there's also 2 sides of the production, because like Munro and Elon were discussing, you could get one car that is absolutely perfect on one side of the fence, and then the other side you've got a car that has so many issues and really just needs to be melted down and started again. Maybe not quite that dramatic, but you know, you get my point. And if I got one thing from the Elon Musk interview, it's that Tesla are continuously improving. And I really do believe that. I think that they do find the issues, and hindsight's a wonderful thing. You know, if they knew about the problems, I'm sure they would fix them in advance. But quite often you don't know something until you've already done it. So I just hope that Tesla are going to be really welcoming in letting people that have got these issues take them back to the service center and have it sorted without any quibbles. So then, the big question is, how do you book a Tesla service appointment, either for warranty issues or for issues when you collect the car? Well, it's all done through the Tesla app, and I've got to say it's super simple and a really, really good customer experience. Simply open the app, click on service, then within the service tab there are a list of parts of the vehicle. Choose the one that relates to your issue, and for me that was the fog lights first, so we'll go through that. You can then enter a description of the issue. It then asks you for a photo, which you just upload so that the service centre can see what the issue is and, if applicable, quote you for the work. Once you've added the details in, you can then search by your location for your local Tesla service centre. It does give you the option to choose any service centre that's near you. It then shows you the date and time options for the available services. Now, depending on the service centre, they can be a couple to a few weeks in advance. It just depends how busy they are. The Milton Keynes service centre is open from 6 AM to 9:30 PM. That's pretty impressive. Then you simply add your contact details so they can confirm the appointment and contact you for any further information if they need it, and also to keep you updated on the progress of your repairs. It then takes you back to the summary screen where you can add more issues if you have more issues, or once you've got everything in there, you just click on schedule appointment. Tesla then review all of the requests that you're making and will quote you for anything that's outside of warranty. And generally speaking, if the work is going to take more than a few hours, they'll also arrange a courtesy car for you. My car was at the service centre for 4 days in total over 2 occasions. And they did give us a Model X and then a Model S as a courtesy car. My opinion here, so please don't get angry, the Model S did feel a little bit old man-like, and we didn't really particularly think it was a good fit for our family. The Model X we absolutely loved. It was a fantastic car. It had its gimmicks, but you know, we really enjoyed that. My wife liked it so much that she asked me when I took it back to see if I could persuade them to swap her car, which is an Evoque, for the Tesla Model X. Unfortunately, they said no. The Falcon doors were absolutely brilliant, even on this really small driveway that I have here. And my girls had great fun when I set it to do the Christmas dance. Again, my opinion here, but I think right now the Tesla Model 3 is the pick of the bunch in terms of value, performance, technology. That will change, however, once the new Model X and Model S come out later this year. I think the interior of those vehicles just looks absolutely stunning. And the Plaid Plus, the fastest car in the world, is just going to be absolutely brilliant. Anyway, I'm getting distracted, but what a machine that is going to be. So then, all of my issues have been resolved by the Tesla Service Centre in Milton Keynes. They have done a very good job of fixing those. However, I still do have the one outstanding paint issue, which I need to try and get resolved. Have you got a Tesla? What issues have you had with yours, and how did you find the Service Centre experience? Please let us know in the comments below, and it will help everybody who's watching this video. If this video has been helpful to you, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Next time on What the Tesla, I have got a few accessories to install, hopefully once I've got the paint sorted. Well, that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.